Wafu B champions will square up against the Egyptians on Wednesday before tackling title holders Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa on November 16 at the same venue. That's all in sport.
Welcome back. Now to entertainment news. Grammy Award-winning artist Tyla has achieved another milestone in her music career, winning the coveted Best Afrobeats Award at the 2024 MTV Europe Music Awards, EMAs. The South African singer and songwriter triumphed over fellow nominees, including Nigerian stars Rema, Tems and Asake, solidifying her place in the global music scene. The 30th edition of the MTV EMAs, held last night at the Co-op Arena, celebrated the achievements of outstanding artists and rising stars from around the world. Hosted by Rita Ora, the event featured electrifying performances from top global artists, marking a night of musical diversity and international recognition. Tyla's win in the Best Afrobeats category came alongside fellow nominees such as Burna Boy, Ira Star and Asake, highlighting the growing global influence of the Afrobeats genre. Accepting the award, Tyla expressed her gratitude, acknowledging the incredible contributions of her fellow nominees to the global rise of Afrobeats. And that's the news for now on Biscon Television. Compiled and produced by Victoria Asokwo. Now the last line. T.S. Eliot said, "Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go." I'm Stella Opara. Thank you for watching.
So they will be able to know what we are doing today in order to celebrate ourselves. There are people behind this success. There are people behind this success, which I will deem even when it's time to acknowledge and to appreciate. On behalf of everybody in the house, I deem it to celebrate and to appreciate the Most High God that give us the life, that give us everything to be among those people that are alive this morning. By the special grace of God, I would love to invite Baale gbogbo ilẹ̀ Olúyọ̀lé pátápátá káàbàtà aṣojú Olúbàdàn ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn bí ọba ilẹ̀ bòmíì. Mo mọ̀ pé nínú ìtẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ àwa agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ àti rí àwọn èèyàn tó ti jẹ́ ọba láàrin wa àti rí gómìnà ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè tó bá tó àkókò rẹ̀. Ẹ bá ń pàtẹ́ fún Baálẹ̀ Yẹmí Ògúnyẹmí to come and lead us for the opening prayer. Please celebrate. Please celebrate. Bàbá Yẹmí Ògúnyẹmí tẹ́ ẹ bá rántí ẹ ń bá láyà. Àtẹ̀wọ́tò ilẹ̀ bí ọ̀wàrà òjò to celebrate Baálẹ̀ Yẹmí Ògúnyẹmí.
Mojúbà orí adé, mojúbà ọrùn lẹ̀kẹ̀. mo ṣe kábíyèsí fọ́lọ́run ọba tó kó gbogbo wa jọ. Mo dúpẹ́ fún ìgbésí ayé olóyè Lékan Àlàbí tá ń bá yọ̀ lọ́jọ́ tòní o. Mo dúpẹ́ fún ìgbésí ayé gbogbo àwa tí Ọlọ́run ní kíní àgbààgbà ẹni ká fi máa sọ̀rọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ fún àjọ àgbáyé tí wọ́n sì ya ọjọ́ kan sọ́tọ̀ fún ọjọ́ òní. Gbogbo àwa tá a wà ń bí mo bá ń yọ̀ o, òní ó yẹ wá o. Yíyẹ ní yẹyẹ lé rírọ̀ ní ràdàbà lọ́rùn, òní ó yẹ wá o, kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ́ o. Olóyè Lékan Àlàbí iwájú ojúgun gbé iwájú lẹ́ẹ̀ máa lọ o. A bá ń yọ̀ lónìí, kò ní dìbànújẹ́. Ìgbé tí gbogbo ayé pé tí wọ́n ń sọ Rashidi Ọlálékan ọmọ bàbá right time iwájú náà lẹ́ẹ̀ máa lọ o. Right time náà lẹ́ẹ̀ máa wà. Gbogbo nǹkan yín kò ní bàjẹ́ o. Ọlọ́run máa bá yín ṣe o. Kí Ọlọ́run bá yín ṣe. Orí bàbá yín ó bá yín ṣe. Orí ìyá yín ó bá yín ṣe. Àtiwáyé ọjọ́ àtiwọ̀ oòrùn yóò bá yín ṣe o. A bá yín yọ̀ lónìí, tẹ̀mí ó tún jù yín lọ o nínú àlàáfíà ara. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n wà ń kalẹ̀. Ayọ̀ tá a wá yọ̀ lónìí, Ọlọ́run ó ṣe tiwa náà o. Ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ̀ mú àgbààgbà lọ́wọ́ tẹ̀ fi ń jẹ tẹ̀ fi ń mu ẹni kábàámọ̀ rẹ̀. Irú eré yìí wọ́n ó ṣe fẹ́yìn náà o. Ẹ̀ ń bá olóyè Lékan Àlàbí yọ̀, Ọlọ́run ó gbẹ̀yìn náà sáàyè tí wọ́n fi máa yọ̀ fún yín. Tọ́ alága wa, Ọlọ́run máa fún ọ ṣe o. Àsìkò tiẹ̀ àmọ́ sí rere ibi òní débà o. Gbogbo wa ayọ̀ làbálẹ̀ o, kò ní yẹ̀ ẹ́ lẹ̀ fún wa o. Ẹ ṣé o, Olódùmarè ọgbọ́ o, orí bàbá yín orí ìyá yín gbọ́ o. Yọ ọ̀sẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bọ́mọdé bá mọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ a ní ọ̀sẹ̀, bàgbàlagbà bá mọ́sẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ a ní ọ̀sẹ̀. Yọ ọ̀sẹ̀ máa ń la o, kò ní yẹ̀ ẹ́ lẹ̀. A ṣé o.
Ẹ bá mi kọ àtẹ́wọ́ tó rìn lẹ̀ bí ọ̀wọ́.
It's really amazing, the grace of God. And as you sang the national anthem, I was wondering if it was possible to translate it into Yoruba. But since we can't do that, we'll just do Kafope Fọlọ́run. Ó yẹ bá wa kọ o.
Kafope fọlọ́run lọ́kàn
sí lọ́rùn wa ẹni ṣòun yánu
nù.
ẹni tàráyé yan bàtàlà lọ́mọ rẹ̀ ọ̀nà ló tọ́jú wa ó sì fẹ́ bùn ìfẹ́ ṣe tọ́jú wa síbẹ̀.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
And that's to celebrate all the broadcasters in the house, particularly our great icon, Olóyè Lékan Àlàbí. Let's celebrate him. Let's celebrate him. And of course, we have His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State. I don't say former. Governor ni governor ń jẹ́, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́? Ẹ bá wa fún wọn látẹ̀wọ́ o. Iṣẹ́ wà lọ́wọ́ wọn láti ṣe fún àwa broadcasters. Olúṣẹ́gun Ọ̀ṣọ́bà. We have been together for a long time, more than 50, 60, 65, 70 years. He was a newspaper, he was a journalist. I'm sure you all know that. And his pen is still very sharp. I think he wrote a book about a year ago. He's still being celebrated all over the world. So it's wonderful to have him as our chairman today. And he's on the campaign trail with his son, Amadibo Asimawole. Amadibo a sì máa wọlé, a máa dìbò, a sì máa wọlé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló dẹ̀ sì máa rí. Mo máa ń sọ fún olóyè pé mo ní orin kan tí mo máa ń like láti kọ. Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bí wá sí o. Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bí wá sí. Bàbá wa pẹ̀lú wọn lórí ilẹ̀. Bàbá wa pẹ̀lú wọn lójúlẹ̀. Ìbàdàn ni. Ìbàdàn ni wọ́n bí wá sí. Ìbàdàn là ń gbé ṣeré o. Ìbàdàn là ń gbé ṣeré. Gbogbo wa pẹ̀lú wọn lórí ilẹ̀. Gbogbo wa pẹ̀lú wọn lórí ilẹ̀. Ìbàdàn o. Ìbàdàn ni a gbé ṣeré. Èmi sì ń celebrate olóyè Lékan Àlàbí. Mo dẹ̀ rántí gbogbo àwọn tí a jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ níjọ́ yẹn lọ́hùn. Àwọn Àníkẹ́ Agbájé Williams, Kúnlé Ọlá sọ pé mo wá fẹ́ rántí Rosemary Anieze Adams. She was a broadcaster. She was Miss Ibadan. She won the contest as Miss Ibadan. I was one of the judges. That's why I wanted to bring it up at this moment. Nobody remembers that. But she went to Lagos and beat all the other contestants. So Ibadan la gbe nṣeré ó ti pẹ́, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, mo dúpẹ́ o.
Please celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Excellence, resilience, commitment, resourcefulness, which Oloye Lekan Alabi represents. He is a cultural connoisseur. No wonder he is the first ambassador of National Museum and Monuments of the source of Yoruba land. Of recent, I was going through one of his posts whereby he acknowledged the fact that former governor of Ogun State, the Akirogun of Egba land, gave him a transistor radio, which was one of the major instruments with which he did make a difference in his chosen profession. Welcome, our father, the Arema Aujale of Ijebu land, the Akirogun of Egba land, the former governor of Ogun State, who during his tenure made some landmark achievements that cannot be rubbished till tomorrow. We are indeed very happy and we are honored to have you in our midst. Wọ́n ní máṣu mátọ̀ báyìí ní ti Èkó, ìjà àgbòrò lárùn Ìbàdàn. Ilé jíjó báyìí ló bá arọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ jẹ́. Ara alálùpọ̀n ló morin kọ. Dòdòrè ẹ wá rà ní ti Kírè. Òwò ìyá mi ni ó ṣe ni kì í jẹ́ kọ́mọ ọmọ níyè ògbélé ọkọ. Pẹ́pẹ́ fúru ọmọ Olúmọ lólóge. Wọ́n ló kò wá ní rẹ̀ ará Èjìgbò kí wọ́n mọ̀ láǹkárá. Mo kí gbogbo wa ní tẹ̀sọ́tẹ̀sọ́. Mo kí wa kò sáyé ológun mọ́ ní tọmọlúàbí ní ti ọmọlúàbí. Mo kí wa lẹ́nìí wípé a káàbọ̀ sórí ètò tí a fi ń yẹ́ bàbá wa sí nítorí pé kí ni nínú ẹni tí Ọlọ́run rántí, nínú ẹni tí Ọlọ́run dá lọ́lá, bàbá wa Olóyè Lékan Àlàbí ó jẹ́ kan. Ẹ̀yin náà lẹ sọ, ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, ẹlọ́mọ tí ó jẹ́ àṣàmú láti kékeré báyìí ní ti ṣe ẹnu ṣámúṣámú. At that impressionable age of 17, a man did write a letter
to Africa First Nobel Laureate. On behalf of the African First Nobel Laureate, to General Gowon, who incarcerated him, saying he is a man of honor that should be released forthwith. How many of the youth of this generation had this gut, had this temerity? A big round of applause for this great son of Africa. Please, you can do it better. Edakun, Ambassador Yemi Farumbi, we are indeed very honored and we are proud of you any day. Anytime, any day, he is there to honor his own. You will continue to be honored.
On behalf of the UNESCO and the Freelance and Independent Broadcasters Association of Nigeria, that I deem it fit to represent in my state chapter, I thank everyone for being here with us today. We are very pleased to host these all important guests on this occasion of 2023 UNESCO World Radio Day. Of honor of living legend, Oloye Lekan Alabi, the Maye Olubadan of Ibadan land, and the first UNESCO accredited cultural ambassador of the National Museum and Monument on this occasion of his 50th anniversary as a media icon. Oloye Lekan Alabi is also the first patron of our noble association, professional association. In the house of the Director of Affairs of today's event, are also to do media giants in person of Chief Mrs. Julie Coker, the foremost female television presenter in Africa, and my dear brother, Uncle Prince BC Olatilo. He's also the foremost broadcaster in Africa and still active in broadcast industry. He is the chairman of CEO of Biscon Television. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to appreciate the special contributions of my great station, iFlyer 103.3 FM, for their support and for being there to support us on this special program. Distinguished guests, I also want to invite the kind attention of this August gathering to our intention to immortalize Oloye Lekan Alabi by naming our proposed media resource center after him, which will cost us 500 million naira. The presentation and the launching of this appeal fund for the proposed Oloye Lekan Alabi Media Resource Center will also be a vital part of today's event. And I want to appeal to you to donate to make this dream come to reality. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I will need to leave some time for the director of ceremony of the day. Today will be fun and full of learning with the orator of University of Ibadan, Professor Remi Raji Oyelade, former president of National Association of Authors, who will be delivered the UNESCO World Radio Day 2023. As you may be aware, Freelance and Independent Broadcaster Association of Nigeria, FIBAN, is the umbrella body of all broadcasters and producers who are not under the payroll of any station. They are responsible for the production and the presentation of up to 80% of radio and television content in Nigeria. The association is currently undergo structural reform, which may give room to change the name, bearing FIBAN soonest. Among others, we shall keep the public posted on this development in due course. And today also, I want to use today to do the pre-launch of our dear new station, Honor 103.5. I'm using today to do the pre-launch of Honor 103.5, residing around Bodija, Ibadan. So very warm welcome to you, distinguished guests of all of us. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Orí mi wú inú mi dùn mo dẹ̀ sọ fún sister mi Julie Coker. Mo ní sórí pé èdè Yorùbá èdè tí Ọlọ́run gbọ́ ni. Nígbà tí baálẹ̀ ń gbàdúrà ló ń gbà pẹ̀lú àṣẹ. Onítọ́wọ́ bá di ọṣẹ mú á ṣẹ mọ́ lára tágbà di ọṣẹ mú. Mo ní ṣe rí Yorùbá wa yìí ká dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run for the legacy táwọn bàbá wa tó wọ́n fi sílẹ̀ fún wa. I want to start by congratulating the celebrants. It's not just a celebrant, but the celebrant, because you are successful when you have a very good wife. Anybody that is successful must have had a settled home. So I want to really congratulate Tokubo for tolerating. You see, anybody that can tolerate a journalist can tolerate anybody in the world. So I congratulate you and I congratulate the Maye for this great anniversary. And I want to congratulate ourselves because we journalists, we don't tend to celebrate ourselves. We usually celebrate others on a large scale. But it's about time that we now start celebrating ourselves. And I'm grateful to the real, great, and true veterans. Many of you are here, but I'll use two of them as a point of contact. My sister, Julie Coker, was the first to arrive at this venue at 5 minutes to 10. That is to show you that we of the old stock, we are stickler to timekeeping. And she's still looking radiant when she was Miss Nigeria, and she's still looking like Miss Universe now. God bless you. And she has spoken, and she has virtually covered most of the areas. Only Nìbàdàn ni wọ́n bí wá sí, bàbá wa pẹ̀lú wọn lónìlẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n I want to remind her, èmi náà lọ Ìbàdàn, mo gbé Ìbàdàn. I cut part of my teeth in journalism in Ìbàdàn here. Ṣùgbọ́n Ìbàdàn lẹ mú mi dé o. Mú mi dé Láyípo. Tí mo fi kó Ìbàdàn mi, mo fi tí Láyípo wà o. Ṣùgbọ́n tó sọ pé ní Ìbàdàn náà bí wá sí, màá tún rán jù ní létí pé nígbà tó bá dé stage kan, Ìbàdàn Mèsì Ọ̀gọ̀, wọ́n á ní kì í jẹ́ ti bàbá àtọmọ o, kọ́ máa làálàá o. Ìgbà tó débì kan wọ́n ní ẹ bá a sọ fún Aláké, ẹ bá a sọ fún Àwùjalẹ̀, wọ́n ní kó wá mú Ìjẹ̀bú lọ pé àwa ò ní lè sìn Ìjẹ̀bú o. Tó bá dé stage kan wọ́n á pìtàn fún wa. Ṣùgbọ́n thank God Ìbàdàn has been a great headquarters for journalism. In our days, it was the greatest of journalism in Nigeria. So I want to start by first of all, Mojuba fún orí adé Olúbàdàn tó wà ń jókòó. Adé apẹ́ lórí bàtà apẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ o. Mo dẹ̀ júbà ọba tèmi di Olówu of Òwu. Professor
má tẹ́ mi lọ́lá di olówó ọ̀fọ̀wú ó wá jẹ́ wípé òun náà ó tún wá faragbá journalism torí we were colleagues in Daily Times and the father handed to me the baton of the managing directorship of Daily Times. Kábíyèsí wa Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀ mo kí yín gbogbo ẹ̀yin olóyè pátápátá bojúbà tó pé àwọn olóyè pọ̀ ń bí and Maye is one great olóyè of Ibadan. Now to all of you my colleagues who are here, I say congratulations to all of us. Mi n tètè mọ̀ pé Fatai Adiyelọ́jà ni director of programs. Mo ń wonder pé ìgbà tí máa realize mo mọ̀ pé bá a ṣe realize pé àjọ wa láti Abẹ́òkúta ni even though ọmọ Ilé-Ifẹ̀ ni. So I want to thank all of you for this great day and I will seek your indulgence tí ò bá jẹ́ bó ṣe jẹ́ àti pàtàkì tí iṣẹ́ journalism tó jẹ́ to me election kù ọjọ́ 12 only 12 days to elections and all of you know that elections to us politicians is our own World Cup. Our World Cup is coming up on the 25th of February. So I was tí ò bá jẹ́ bí Lékan àti Tòkunbọ̀ bó ṣe jẹ́ sí mi ní ìgbà tí mò ń bọ̀ ìyàwó mi ránṣẹ́ sí mi pé kí n jọ kí n bá òun kí olórí Tòkunbọ̀ because they are also on their own line very very close. You will forgive me. I had to break off from the campaign and please you know my own son Olumide is recontesting to go to the House of Rep and we are campaigning in his constituency today Abẹ́òkúta North. Ẹ mọ̀ pé Tinubu jó ni tó jọmọ ẹni tara ẹni ní akọ́ngbọ̀n. I know that I have presidential candidate. I know that I have governorship candidate. But ojú ò gbọdọ̀ tí ọmọ mi, ojú ò dẹ̀ ní tì. Àdúrà tí Julie Coker tó fi kọrin fún àṣẹ fún Olúmídé. I will beg you, I have come out of respect for Maye and the wife, and to all of you are here to come today and break away from the campaign. And as I speak, the Olórí Olówu Omokotubomi, we are campaigning in Abẹ́òkúta North today, and that's the local government of Ìbíkúnlé Amosu tó ń tako ẹgbẹ́ tí a jọ wà. So I will seek your indulgence to release me. What is important to me is to make my presence here today and to show my love to our own great profession. And Yemi Farounbi is here, one of the most respected, Ambassador Yemi Farounbi, most respected in every aspect. Every government in this country has had to give recognition to Yemi Farounbi, just like Maye served so many governors. I remember when Dayo Popola became governor. He's a very deep Yoruba and a cultured person, highly cultured. And we were not happy for them to have overthrown the UPN government, particularly Bola Ige, who very dear and close to us. What Popola did was to invite me, Felix Adenike and Peter Ajayi, and a very deep Yoruba man, only a Joe, Emi Oba, Awolowo Jao, I'm the military governor just posted here. Mi Babola Igejao, ẹ̀yin mẹ́ta yìí tó bá dáa fún mi, ó dọ̀wọ́ yín. Tó bá bàjẹ́ fún mi, ó dọ̀wọ́ yín. Saying, knowing that we are die-hard Bola Ige and we are ready to continue to fight, he disarmed us by virtually saying, this is your government. And he eventually appointed Lekan Alabi as his press secretary. Now tell me, where do we start the war against Dayo Popola and Maye Ibadan, who now became his press secretary? So I have come today to relive history, to honor Maye and the wife, and to honor all of you, my professional colleagues. You will forgive me. It took me 2 hours to get here. You will talk about that. Now, I said you will talk about that. So, please, if I have to check out, it's not act of disrespect. And all of you knowing me, that I'm a man of music and I enjoy myself, is paining me that I'm going to miss all the great artists that are going to perform today. But as I said, iná bá jó ni tó jó mọ́ ni, ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ gbọ́n iná campaign tí Olúbìdé ká tó gbọ́n yòókù. Ṣé ẹ bínú sí mi o? I thank you very much.
Baba, we are indeed very happy to have you in our midst today. He is indeed a man of honor. For those upcoming politicians that treat others with disdain, you have a whole lot to learn from him. He calls most of the people he has interacted with in the journalistic profession by their first name. That is Oshoba for you. Now we are being told, sir, before he talks, they gave me an assignment which I must diligently carry out. Oloye Lekan Alabi Media Resource Center is being launched today, and they've asked me to ask you to tell them what you're going to do in respect of this. My Excellency, sir.
That will be between me and him. Election, no. This is the time of expenditure of politicians. Naira or no naira, kò lè yé wọn o. Wọ́n gbówó pamọ́. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn owó tá à ń pa ní gáràjì sí àti collected. Wọ́n fẹ́ wọ́n kọ̀ àrówó ná. Gbogbo tó ń pa ń lé epo àti collected. For your information, we are getting the money and I beg you, please bear. We are not part of this silly game going on. Those who are doing all the nonsense, we shall correct everything when we get there, by the grace of God.
Oloye, ẹ má bínú pé mo bá yín lóye.
Nǹkan tó ń pè ní protocol wọ́n ti sọ, mo wá dúró lórí protocols tó ti sọ. Ọ̀gá ń pa wọ́n lọ sábẹ́kúta, wọ́n ti sọ yẹn náà fún wa lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ṣùgbọ́n ohun kan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ń sìn, òun náà ni wípé 1984 tí ọ̀gá mẹ́nubà ó ń bẹ nínú program tèní, ohun tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí. He now gave me this Sanyo tape recorder player, all band transistor radio. Ẹ wo nu program yẹn wà ń bẹ, ó wà ń program. Oga gave me this set. On your appointment as the press secretary to the military governor. Ṣùgbọ́n tó wà lábẹ́ ọ̀gá ti sọ lẹ́nìí pé now retired General Oladayo Popola wọ́n pe Uncle Peter, Mr. Peter Jayi, àti Uncle Felix, Mr. Felix Adenaike, the 3 musketeers, pé kàn jọ kàn ti ìjọba wa lẹ́yìn wọ́n dẹ̀ ti lẹ́yìn ṣùgbọ́n ìtawà náà bá gbé ẹsẹ̀ àgẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n á tẹ̀ gbogbo aráyé ló kà ó ní mo ṣe gbé rédíò yìí wá 39 years old transistor radio ó sì ń ṣiṣẹ́ o justice Tokunbo má jẹ́ kó dùn mí gbà tó rí post lórí kínní ó wá pè mí padà pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ṣé rédíò ń dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ báyìí ń ṣe but ọ̀gá ti ń lọ ẹ máa lọ ẹ wá máa lọ.
Well, for the younger journalists, I better explain the importance of this equipment. I must say that modern day journalists are better equipped, better educated than we were, but they were not the best. We didn't have Google. When I was coming here, I was asking Lekon, please direct me. Then I told my driver, I said, I'm being stupid. Why don't I Google Civic Center in Diakpe? And I Googled it, it brought me down here. We didn't have that. There was no BBC, no CNN, no Sky News. This equipment was the best form of getting news because you monitor the BBC, you monitor the Voice of America, you monitor the Deutsche Welle, the German, through radio. There was nothing like CNN where you see live broadcast of the earthquake in Turkey, and you are seeing everything direct. So radio was very important to us, and that's why I'm praising Tokunbo. By 6 o'clock in the morning, a good journalist would tune his radio to the BBC to hear the news of the day, disturbing. By midnight, he's still listening to the radio. Our best form of information was radio. But today, there is nothing you want on Google. There is nothing. Any Yoruba word, any Yoruba language, anything that you want the meaning is on Google. We didn't have it. There was no internet. There was no mobile telephone. Today, a reporter can be both video recording, photo recording, everything, audio. But I want to thank him. The radio has been useful, brought you so far. Your children will be greater than you in Jesus' name.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the man I turn to anytime I have issues. And he has never let me down for once. Aremo, we are very, very happy and we are honored to have you in our midst today.
Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to stand by the protocol already laid before now. I'm here together with the Honorable Commissioner for Lands, Town Planner Segun Olayiwola, to represent His Excellency. Of course, I'm here as a special guest for obvious reasons, because the two reasons why we're here, that of commemorating the World Radio Day, and of course the celebration of my good friend Oloyele Alabi as the media icon for FIBAN. On both two instances, I am well qualified to be here. And I do welcome you once again to this august occasion. It is my pleasure here today to represent the Oyo State Governor, who is unavoidably absent at this occasion because we have kick-started our campaign, which was suspended a couple of weeks ago as a result of the crisis over the national issue that ensued. Now, we are starting the campaign once again in a saying, myself and the Honorable Commissioner will have to be there. That was the plan originally, for days. One, because the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State will be covering the event in a saying live on radio and television, and also because of the special responsibility which the Honorable Commissioner for Lands will have there. So it is my pleasure to be here today to represent His Excellency. Today's event is vital to the broadcast industry because the UNESCO-sponsored World Radio Day is being celebrated all over the world, mainly because of the uniqueness of radio as a powerful means of public communication and public interactions. In the past 10 years or so, broadcast industry across the country has reached a new crescendo such that we have a total of 740 broadcast stations all over Nigeria, the largest number in Africa. Out of this number, well over 500 are radio stations. In Oyo State alone, as I talk, we have 40 radio stations that has sprung up mainly in the last couple of years. This is a clear indication that broadcast radio is very popular and can also be economically viable. Apart from the social media, the radio is the greatest information machine ever created by man. I wish to stress that no amount of public awareness and investment devoted to the broadcast industry, particularly the radio arm, can be said to be superfluous because of the great importance and acceptance which the people attach to the industry. Let me seize this opportunity to also congratulate Oloye Lekan Alabi, who has been conferred with the deserved honor of a media icon by Oyo State FIBAN. Oloye Lekan Alabi is a bosom friend of mine since our path crossed way back in 1978 at the old NTV Ibadan here, where we were both employed as reporter editor. I'm aware that Oloye Lekan Alabi started out very early in life, if I'm not mistaken, around 1973, with a very popular entertainment column. If my memory does not fail me, I think the column way back then, about 1973, had the very uncommon title of "It's Where It's Happening." I later got to know how he derived that particular maverick title. Well, if I may divulge it, it must have been in one or two of his earlier books. He actually got it from his father. So we are celebrating someone who started very early, cut his teeth very early, and he knew exactly where he is going. That's why today he has kept the flag flying as a broadcaster's delight and a consummate cultural icon. On behalf of the state government, allow me to congratulate both FIBAN for this well thought out ceremony, and indeed Oloyelekan Alabi for this deserved honor. I congratulate you. Thank you, gentlemen.
I think you can. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Our Father, sit there. Thank you.
Everybody, ẹ káàsán gbogbo ilé o. Thank you very much. It's a special day, a bright day. The day that the Lord has made. February 13, 2023, UNESCO's World Radio Day celebration. We've had one of the doyens of journalism broadcasting in Nigeria speak here about an hour ago. And also, the representative of the governor had also spoken. The theme for this year's celebration is Radio and Peace. Radio and Peace. I would like to thank Comrade Olusegun Awodele for inviting me and his entire executive to speak on this occasion. To be asked to speak where there is royalty, nobility, and all the distinguished personalities seated here is an onerous task indeed. The title of my short, brief talk is Poetics of Radio. And I will try and break it down because I know that this is not a classroom, but I will make the effort. When there is time possible for me, if I still remember my Yoruba, I will devolve into that. But Poetics of Radio has an extended title, and it has to do with the potentials of power, peace, and pestilence. But in short, what I'm trying to say here is to share with us some ideas on how radio can bring peace and how radio can banish peace from the land. Radio has the ability to generate and inspire development and bring peace to a nation. In the same breath, radio can actually provoke violence and bring chaos into communities. So that is the general idea that I want to present here. So there are various frequencies for which I hope some of my points will be understood in this August occasion. But protocol first, the chairman of the occasion in absentia, His Excellency Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, former governor of Ogun State. The special guest, executive governors of Odua State, and the chief host, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, who had been represented by Mr. Dotun Oyelade, CEO of BCOS, and Mr. Olusegun Laiwola, the Honorable Commissioner for Lands and Survey. Royal Fathers, His Imperial Majesty, Oba Senator Dr. Mahood Olalekan Balogun Alio Kumade II, the Olubadan of Ibadan land. Eba mi sọ pé Kábíyèsí o. And Kábíyèsí, His Imperial Majesty Arole Oòduà Ọba Ẹni Ìtàn Adéyẹyè Ògúnwùsì CFR Ọ̀jájá II, the Ọọ̀ni of Ife. The fathers of the day are compares the golden voice of Nigeria and Africa, Chief Julie Coker and Prince Bisi Olatilo, and all distinguished veterans who are present here. The executive and entire memberships of Oyo FIBAN, led by Comrade Oluseun Awodele, all media men, broadcasters, journalists, OAPs, all title chiefs in the house, the mortgagees, the baales of Ibadan land, and senior and high chiefs. Last but very significantly, the honoree of the day, Senior Chief Lekan Alabi, the Mayor Olubadan of Ibadan land, and the first cultural ambassador of the National Museum and Monuments, Ile-Ife, the scion of Iponriku. It is UNESCO's World Radio Day, and it is the occasion of celebrating the Mayor Olubadan's 50th anniversary of practice as a journalist. Indeed, Oloye Lekan Alabi has written himself professionally into history. He has been a constant voice, and his writing has impacted on generations of readers. He is in fact the new veteran who is always fresh and the voice of radio within Oyo State and beyond. I am not going to belabor the moment. In the next few minutes I will be done. I have a couple of pages and all of that, so I will just skip. I will skip issues about the history of radio, about the definition of radio. It is like speaking to the converted. What do I have? What kind of qualification do I have to talk about radio before distinguished veterans who are seated here? So I'm going to skip all of that and leave that to my 25-year-old second-year students at the University of Ibadan. But we have been told that there are about 700 broadcast stations in Nigeria, out of which 500 of them are radio stations. In Oyo State, there are over 40 radio stations. But according to the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation, as of 2018, Ibadan has 27 radio stations, with Lagos surpassing it among other cities with 31 radio stations. But by June 2022, barely a year ago, Ibadan and Lagos have 36 functional radio stations, and both cities have between them, Lagos and Ibadan, have between them close to 80 radio stations at the last count. That is not adding Honor 103.5. So, I said I will leave history, I will leave even the characteristics of radio, but permit me to note that radio is everywhere. It has been everywhere with us, and the culture of radio has been from the beginning. Radio has been the most intimate electronic means of information in both industrial and agrarian societies of the world. In the beginning, it was the rediffusion, the magic box that speaks endlessly without getting a response. And then in the decades after rediffusion came the transistor, which signals the popularity of the mobile magic box. So the culture of radio has become a defining characteristic of the exposed and the informed. Everyone, including the elderly and the youth, is glued to their radio, whether in election time, in peace time, or in wartime. In the city, in the village, on the street, in the car, traveling. Baba Lati, the bricklayer, is always armed with his radio to kill stress and to be kept informed. Seidu, the Fulani cattle boy, in the belly of the bushes with his cows, relies on the transistor radio for education and entertainment. Chidozie, the Uber driver, entertains, informs, and educates his passengers with it. With radio, everybody seeks light and everybody seeks lightness. It must be added that radio is the most potent, yet the most proliferating. It is the most minimalist, the most accessible, yet Spartan, and the cheapest of all new media. Now, at this point, I want to point at what I call the 4 power portals of radio communication. 4 things. Nǹkan mẹ́rin ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ó ló ń jẹ́ kí ẹ̀rọ tá à ń pè ní rédíò, ayé ìgbà kan à ń pè ní asọ̀rọ̀mágbèsì, ṣùgbọ́n rédíò ti ń gbèsì báyìí o. Nǹkan mẹ́rin òun ló ń jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé rédíò ó wà lórí ọpọ́n àti iṣẹ́ tí rédíò ń ṣe. Àwọn nǹkan mẹ́rin yìí mo pè wọ́n ní alákọ̀ọ́kọ́, rédíò ó ń ṣe alágbàwí, ìyẹn ni àwọn olóyìnbó ń pè ní advocacy. And when we say advocacy, we mean the 3 points of information, education, and entertainment. So the new age writer, they coined the new word, a neologism, they call it info edutainment. Nǹkan tán sọ pé rédíò wà fún nìyẹn, àgbàwí tàbí alágbàwí tá à ń pè ní advocacy. ìkejì tí rédíò ń ṣe a lè pè ní gbáròyé tàbí agbáròyé, ìyẹn ni òyìnbó ń pè ní ombudsman, or if we want to consider the gender opposite, we will say ombudswoman. Àwọn nǹkan tí iṣẹ́ tí àwọn baálẹ̀ Olúyọ̀lé ti ṣe rí tí mo sì mọ̀ pé wọ́n sì ń ṣe, àwọn iṣẹ́ tí àwọn rédíò kan ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí tí a ní dárúkọ wọn, tó jẹ́ pé àwọn náà ń ṣe gbáròyé tí wọ́n ń gba àwọn tí ò ní, tí wọ́n ń gbà wọ́n lọ́wọ́ ìyà, tí wọ́n ń gbẹnusọ fún wọn. The radio becomes a voice of the voiceless. Yàtọ̀ fún àgbàwí àti gbáròyé, ìkẹta tí rédíò máa ń ṣe tí a sì gbọ́dọ̀ ròjinlẹ̀ ó ní àsọdùn tàbí àsọtán, ìyẹn ni exaggeration. Ìyẹn ló gbilẹ̀ jù láàrin àwọn radio station ayé ìwòyí. And I refer to àsọdùn tàbí àsọtán, that is a traditional characteristic of radio because the medium requires a certain understanding of fidelity between the speaker and the listener. Àsọdùn has its various degrees. Its general frequency is all about imagination, both of the speaker and of the listener. However, the tendency to prolong, the capacity to extend, and the intention to embellish by the speaker for the listener may cause outright exaggeration of the fact, either of the fact of the narrative or the fact of the information being shared by radio. Radio that was referred to as the blind medium or as a blind man's medium will then become qualified as the hyperbolic medium. Alásọtán, alásọdùn, alásọjánà. Although radio is a grassroots medium, it is as well a literate or creative medium which offers its practitioners the leverage of literary figures. A good example of the legendary occasion of Asodun can be seen particularly in sports or football commentary. As against the television where everything is in plain sight, displayed to the viewers, and the commentators can do very little to blow things out of proportion, the radio broadcasts, in an attempt to capture a picture for the listeners to envisage, would then spring up lyrics of imaginative constructions to relay events to their audience. This is a problem of exaggeration on radio. Radio is strengthened by imagination, is displayed and made real by the versatility and the creativity of the speaker, of the radio man. Tá a bá sọ àgbàwí, tá a sọ gbáròyé, tá a tún sọ àsọtán, èyí tó kápá gbogbo ẹ̀, the grandfather of them all is irọ́, irọ́ pọ́nbélé, utter lies. And when I say irọ́ pọ́nbélé, I'm saying the extreme implosion of exaggeration, the deliberate twist of truth, and the feeding of inaccuracies to the listener, to the audience, for certain purposes, for the purpose of propaganda, in politics, in campaign, and ultimately misgovernance and control, the capture of the audience. In times of war, lies, irokpombele, are weapons of survival and motivation. In times of peace, lies are the building blocks for the creation of war and pestilence. Anyone who has listened to Biafra radio in the past 2 or 3 years will understand that it is more prone on utter lies, exaggeration, far from Agbawi, Abigbaroye. But all these 4 portals are sometimes connected. There is the element of lies sometimes in truth when truth is exaggerated. It should be noted, for instance, that in advocacy, that is Agbawi, there can be layers of truth and lies connected in the service of propaganda. A plain news, plain story that is uninteresting can be spiked with narrative embellishment, asodun, to the point of sensational abandon, so that it becomes a prime matter of interest. Àwọn bí nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ bá ti gbọ́ story kékeré àwa fẹ́ àwa sọ di àsọdùn àbí àsọtán. But to end it all, of all these 4, I think advocacy, ombudsman, and a little bit of versatility, not exaggeration, can make radio to bring peace instead of bringing pestilence. Therefore, I would like to advise our new day broadcast journalists to avoid false and over exaggerated reportage. The radio, by what we know, is the hope of the common man, is the voice of the voiceless. And the radio man relies, everybody relies on light and learning. Because the radio retains the leverage of creativity, there could be the tendency to veer off course and softly entertain falsehood. Therefore, misinforming the man that has no ability to check the content of misinformation. Everybody talks about go and verify it. That is if he has the luxury to verify. To misinform a man who has not the ability to recheck content for veracity or truthfulness is dangerous radio activism. So this is the time to uphold even much more the legacy of truth and sane reportage. If Oloye Elekan Alabi had thrived only on exaggeration and utter lies as a broadcast journalist or as a writer, starting with press writing, it can only be imagined where it will be in the history when the story is being told. Those who thrive on lies may become popular for a moment, but they will walk and pass like snakes on the sands of time. But we give God the glory that Oloyelekan Alabi has been the litmus, has been the sign for many other distinguished veteran journalists who are seated here, who have contributed to national development, to peace and tranquility in our nation. And therefore, again, I implore the new day, the internet radio journalists, to please tread the path of building peace for our nation and not run away with lies. I thank you very much.
And also we have in our midst here the curator of National Museum of Unity, Ibadan, Mrs. Pamela Uriyomi Otuka. We're glad to have you in our midst, and at an auspicious time, we will have some words from her on what is cooking. The Global Africa History Month, which we are...
Media Center. Now, that center is proposed to be located at Dandaru area in Mokola here. Now, this presentation is brought to you by Blue Fortress Architects in Bodija here in Ibadan. Next slide, please. A media resource center and a guest house. Now, that guest house is meant to facilitate the use of that building. Now, first and foremost, let me go to what we have, sir. The media center is supposed to have a seminar room, a conference hall, gallery and exhibition center. There will be FIBAN secretariat on that building. The FIBAN will officially have a secretariat where they function from a permanent site to function from. A radio station is meant to be in the building. Office spaces that will be to let for outsiders and for people that are in partnership with FIBAN. Now, the guest house is meant to be a 15-room guest house, a social space, outdoor experience. This is what we are proposing for FIBAN, which we titled Oloyelekan Alabi Media Center. Now, this is the proposed site. This is a sketch of the site. We are proposing it to be on 1 acre. The Media Resource Center is the T-shaped building, while the guest house is the longitudinal one. Please back up to that. Thank you. Now, this site is proposed to have multiple car park, multiple gates where there's inlet, there's outlets, there's fountain, flower spaces, outdoor experience, tennis lawn, and at the back you see those umbrella-looking circles. Those are umbrellas for people to be able to enjoy themselves outdoor, close to this guest house. So whoever is using the guest house can easily come out to enjoy the recreation of the bar and the outdoor door space. So the tennis lawn is also at the back. So if we are having guests on the media building, we can accommodate our guests on that guest house. Our people can easily stay there easily. Programs can easily be launched. And whoever is using the conference hall can also take the whole of the guest house for the day or for the 2 days that they will be using it for. So we are proposing it to be a full packed facility. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, the media resource building. This is the media resource building as we can see in 3D view. I have a view from the front side, and I have a view from the front and the left sides. This is just a pictorial view of what we are proposing, and this is not all. Next slide, please. Thank you. This is a sketch of the ground floor where we have the conference hall, a large conference hall, the reception, the gallery and exhibition, the Hall of Fame, which will be managed by FIBAN, and a proposed radio station. On the upper floor, we have FIBAN secretariat with 4 offices and its toilet spaces, all convenience, and there are also other office spaces. In order to be able to make it efficient, the conference is roofed below, and we are making the roof in such a way that it's simple, it's elegant, all on 2 slides. The upper one is sloping towards the back, and the lower one is sloping towards the left. Now, this is an approach elevation of the media center. A sketch of what we have. We want it to be vertical windows, and we want it to look elegant. We want it to look modern. So that is what we have here. Next slide, please. Now, this is a close view of the proposed media center. It's befitting of our father, and a close view of the approach. Next slide, please. So after this, we have the guest house. The guest house is also similar to this in design, in outlook, but not exactly the same, but it's similar. So, thank you. This is the ground floor of the guest house, having a reception, its toilets, the manager's office, storage, and all ensuited bedrooms. On the upper floor, we have just rooms, all rooms, nothing more. And there are multiple stairs and exits. This is the roof plan, similar to that of the media center, something simple, something nice. So this is an approach of the proposed guest house that will be named after our father. This is the outlook of the proposed guest house. Thank you so much. So this design is brought to you by Blue Fortress Architects in collaboration with FIBA. So we have all the 3D appearances, all the aesthetics intact, and we want it to be something that will be absolutely befitting, something that speaks the name of our father. Thank you very much.
Agiri. Baba mi, àǹtí mi. Baba mi, kábíyèsí baba mi ọmọ kú. That is how I call him. Torí pé ọmọ kú bàbá yèyé ni wọ́n. Baba mi ẹ̀mí ogun. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ á rí yín pé I celebrate you today. I celebrate your radio. I celebrate your transition radio too.
For keeping record.
Exactly. I celebrate everything about you. You are an icon. Ẹ wá pẹ́ fún wa. Gbogbo ọgbọ́n tẹ́ fi ń darí wa. Ọlọ́run kò ní jẹ́ kí ó jọba. Àgbo àtọyín o, bàbá mi. Ní orúkọ gbogbo ìdílé bàbá mi Akínyòòṣà alówólódù bí ìyèrè bàbá mi padà dòòṣà gbẹngbẹlẹkú tí ń dáńbi òwú ẹkùn ọkọ òkè àkàndá ìdá tí gbogbo aráyé ń pè látàndá ẹ̀rí bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi ní lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi yìí ní orúkọ wọn ní orúkọ gbogbo wa mo máa fi owó kékeré bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ kó kéré púpọ̀
àmọ̀rírì rẹ̀
manager
àmọ̀rírì rẹ̀
1 million naira ẹ ṣe.
ṣe é ráyé báwọn.
ẹ má ti lọ ẹ má ti lọ àwọn àgbà bọ̀ wọ́n ní ara kì í ní àjẹ́ ọ̀bàlẹ̀ àwọn àgbàlagbà tí ń bà á lé ara ò ní wọ́n tó bá jẹ́ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àjọ ọ̀bàlẹ̀ igi kan ní jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ewé rẹ̀ àjọ ọ̀bàlẹ̀ náà ni àwọn tí wọ́n tó jẹ́ àgbàlagbà tí ń bà á lé ara ò ní wọ́n gbogbo òpànà tó mi gbà wọnú ajere tára yìí fi ní ibi tí a ti ń rówó yẹn ara ò ní ní yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ bá ń fọ ní àtẹwọ́ tó nílẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wà ara òjò.
Thank you, Iyaloja. We are happy.
Fọláṣadé láti kékeré ó ti mọ̀ nípa odò. Ó tún wá dàgbà tó tó ń bá wọn ṣeré. Ó tún wá dàgbà tó tó ń bá wọn ṣeré. Oge àṣẹ ìdálẹ́ kúkú lọ gẹ̀ẹ́tì yẹ. Oge àṣẹ ìdálẹ́ sẹ́ kúkú lọ gẹ̀ẹ́tì yẹ. Òkè fáì lọ́dọ̀, òkè kákókó ṣọdọ̀, òkè lọ́dọ̀, ọ̀dà ní kọ̀dé.
Thank you very much, my brother. I love you.
Ògùn wù sí rèé òun ọ̀ọ́ni ilé òfẹ́. Bí ọgbọ́. Ìrẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀gáde ilé ìfẹ́. Ilé ìfẹ́.
APC senatorial candidate on your central, and the first person to bag PhD in energy and environment. I'm standing here in the capacity of a proxy for my principal, Dr. Yunus Abiodun Akintunde, who is not here because of some exigencies. Now that election is fast approaching, he sent his love to my father, Oloye Leka Alabi, and he prays that God in his infinite mercy will keep you more and more. You live long in sound earth, more prosperity. He also sent his love to the Association of Broadcasters, that he loves to be part of us in celebration of this year's World Radio Day. Dr. Yunus Abiodun Akintunde would have loved to be here in person, but he's not here for some exigencies, like I said all the time. I told him, FIBAN, which by God's grace very soon will transform, will evolve to another name, is a very big association. And our father too is a big person, Olubado in the waiting. Like he used to do, he had promised to send a very big, fabulous donation to FIBAN, and of course, Ababa, Oloye Leko Alabi. Dr. Yunus Abiodun Akintunde is a man of his word, and is a man who have carved a niche for himself in all ramifications. I'm saying this, when he returns to Ibadan, the account details of the organizers, I'm going to get it from here, and the money shall be sent to the appropriate quarters. Thank you very much for honoring my principal, Dr. Yunus Abiodun Akintunde. I appreciate you, sir.
Mi ò gbọ́ èèbò tí ẹ sọ, mi ò sì gbọ́ iye owó tẹ́ ẹ wí, ẹ ò sì sọ ntẹ́yìn tí ń rán, ẹlòmíì wọ́n rán gbé kápẹ́ lọ bàlújẹ́, yóò sì bàlújẹ́, yóò tún máa rẹ́rìn, wọ́n rán pé wá tún nǹkan ṣe ni, ń ò gbọ́ yé tẹ́ ẹ ní fi lẹ̀, nǹkan tẹ́yìn náà lẹ́ fi kùn.
Ẹ̀yin gangan lẹ ti parí ọ̀rọ̀ sá, ẹni lánàá ńgbà tá à ń ṣe pàdé, ó ní iye ẹgbẹ̀rún tí mo sọ pé màá fi sílẹ̀. Personally, lọ́dọ̀ tèmi àjọ ń ṣe ni o, so àárín ara wa àjọ yanjú yẹn, ṣùgbọ́n Dr. Yunus Abiodun Akintunde, ọmọ Sàgúnmọ̀, ọmọ Sàsàrà, ẹni tó jẹ́ wípé bó bá ti dá yóò ṣe ni, wọ́n ní àwọn ń gbé nǹkan tó ṣe kúùgbù, ohun kan tó ṣe fàkìyà, ohun kan rẹ̀bẹ̀ǹtẹ̀, ohun kan gbangba ni wọ́n gbé fún wa. Ẹ ṣeun.
Thank you very much.
Àwọn wọlé mi lọ wá. Bóyá mímọ́, bóyá mímọ́, ìbáṣepọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ ní kejì mi, ìbáṣepọ̀ ìṣòro lẹ́yìn orí gbogbo ìdọ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀ nìkan. Àwọn ìwọlé lọ wá bàbá ọmọ fìdí gan-an, àwọn ìfẹ́ mi wọ́n pàṣẹ ìrẹ́lẹ́rẹ́, gbogbo ìdọ́gbẹ̀rẹ̀ nìkan. Àtúntò ìdọ́gbọ̀n jọba, ìdọ́gbọ̀n ní bàbá yìí, ìdí ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní bàbá ọba, ìyálọ́jọ́ ìdọ́lọ́pọ̀ sí yàtọ̀, bàbá àgbàjọ, àfihàn sílẹ̀, ìyẹ̀dọ̀ bí wọ́n nínú. Tí wọ́n fi lọ sáré kiri, wọ́n kò tí ì lé wọn pẹ̀lú, nítorí wọn bá wọn kọ́ ṣòro ọ̀pọ̀ tó sáfẹ́. Ó sà, ó kí gbogbo ẹ̀ fífa pátápátá. Ẹ ṣe kọrin tẹ̀tẹ̀ wọlé òjò, mo mọ̀ lórí. Ẹ bá mi kí bá mi o, bá mi ta celebrate ọjọ́ mi. Bàbá wọn, ẹ̀rọ alábí ti rí ìwọ̀n tó rí lọ́wọ́ òun wọ́n ní dáadáa. Ṣọ́ọ́dé ló ní kí n máa wí pé nítorí alábí, ìjìnlẹ̀ ìdí ìjìnlẹ̀, ẹ̀ṣin ìjìnlẹ̀ ìdí ìjìnlẹ̀.
Hello, welcome to Biscon Television News. I am Gloria Anazie Young. First, the headlines. On the national scene, truck accident claims 3 lives in Lagos State. Sensitive election materials for governorship poll arrive in Ondo. Business. Building collapse cases rise to 635, report shows. Foreign. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump appoints UN Ambassador Elise Stefanik and Border Shah Tom Homan. Sports. Osimhen ready to lead Super Eagles in final AFCON push. And now the news in full. At least 3 people have been confirmed dead following a tragic truck crash at Ayetoro Market in Lagos, reportedly caused by brake failure. The incident occurred when the truck descending from Itaukpo lost control and collided with a commercial tricycle and a parked Toyota Camry before crashing into the market. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, provided details of the accident on its social media page today. The agency confirmed that the truck's brake failure was the primary cause of the fatal crash, which resulted in significant damage and loss of life. According to LASMA, the truck, unable to stop, struck the tricycle and the car before plowing into the market complex, where the casualties were reported. Emergency responders are at the scene and authorities have begun investigating the cause of the brake failure. The incident underscores growing concerns about road safety, particularly regarding the condition of heavy-duty vehicles on Lagos roads. Sensitive materials for the upcoming Ondo State governorship election scheduled for Saturday, November 16, 2024 have safely arrived in Akure, the state capital. The materials, which are crucial for the conduct of the election, were transported by the Nigerian Air Force and have been received by officials from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. The arrival of the materials marks a significant step towards ensuring the smooth conduct of the election. According to a brief update shared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, the sensitive materials, which include ballot papers and other essential election equipment, are now in the custody of the CBN, which has been designated as the central storage facility for the election materials. The transportation of these materials is part of INEC's ongoing preparations for the governorship election, which will see voters in Ondo State casting their ballots to elect a new governor. The Commission has also assured the public that it is working closely with security agencies to ensure the safety and integrity of the election materials as they are distributed to various polling units across the state in the lead-up to Election Day. The Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, has called for enhanced oversight and stricter enforcement of advertising regulations in the digital space, highlighting concerns over unethical practices in online advertising. The Director General of ARCON, Dr. Olalekan Fadolapo, made the appeal at the All Gaming Stakeholders Conference organized by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission in Lagos. While acknowledging high levels of compliance in traditional media, Fadolapo pointed out that digital platforms remain largely unregulated, leaving advertisers with minimal scrutiny. He cited the example of US reality TV star Kim Kardashian's promotion of a cryptocurrency scheme, which led to financial losses for investors. Kardashian was fined $2 million and banned from promoting any products on Instagram for 3 years. Fadolapo emphasized that such unethical advertising practices cannot be allowed to continue as they undermine the economy and harm consumers. As gatekeepers of advertising, we will not allow these unethical practices to go unchecked, he said. We'll take a short break and come back with business news. Join us again. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Biscon Television News, and now for the business segment. The Building Collapse Prevention Guild, BCPG, has revealed that Nigeria has experienced a total of 635 building collapse incidents between 1974 and November 5, 2024. According to the Guild's latest report, Lagos State has been the hardest hit, accounting for over 351 of these incidents, which represents 55.28% of the total building collapses nationwide over the past 5 decades. The report highlights that Lagos remains the epicenter of building collapse incidents in Nigeria, with the city consistently grappling with structural failures. Following Lagos, the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, ranks second with 4.25% of the total collapses. Anambra State comes in third with 4.09%, while Oyo and Kano hold the fourth and fifth positions with 3.46% and 3.42% of the incidents, respectively. We'll take another short break and come back with foreign news. Stay with us. On the foreign scene, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made 2 significant appointments as he prepares for his return to the White House in January. Tom Homan, age 62, will take on the role of Border Czar, a position overseeing immigration and border security, while Homan, who previously served as the acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement during Trump's first term, will once again play a central role in the administration's immigration policy. In addition to Homan, Trump has named New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik as his choice for the ambassador to the United Nations. The announcements come at a time when Trump's Republican Party is inching closer to full control of the U.S. Congress. With a majority in the Senate already secured, the Republicans need just a few more seats to take control of the House of Representatives potentially consolidating their influence ahead of the 2025 administration. Sports news is next. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to sports segments on Biscon TV News. Super Eagles forward Victor Osimhen is brimming with confidence as he returns to the Nigerian national team for the crucial AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda. Named on coach Augustin Eguavoen's squad, Osimhen's recent performances at Galatasaray have set high expectations for his impact on the national stage. Osimhen missed Nigeria's last doubleheader against Libya due to injury, but returns in top form. This weekend, he scored another brace following his impressive 2-goal performance against Tottenham in the Europa League. His form has boosted his confidence and is eager to channel this momentum with the Super Eagles. Reflecting on his recent games, Osimhen said, and I quote, "The victory was important. We will go to the Super Eagles with this self-confidence. When we return, we will have the power to win every match." End of quote. His stellar season now includes 8 goals and 4 assists in just 9 appearances. As the Super Eagles prepare for their final 2 games in the AFCON qualifiers, needing just 1 point to secure a spot at Morocco 2025, Osimhen's return is a timely boost for the squad. And Anthony Davis and LeBron James stared as the Los Angeles Lakers rallied to claim a 123-103 victory over the visiting Toronto Raptors. Davis scored 22 points in 26 minutes before leaving the game with an eye injury in the third quarter as he tried to block a shot by the Raptors' Jakob Poeltl. The 31-year-old sustained a number of eye injuries last season, suffering a corneal abrasion in a match against the Golden State Warriors before being hit again in the left eye in April against the Minnesota Timberwolves. James added 19 points, 16 assists and 10 rebounds for the second consecutive triple-double, with the 39-year-old becoming the oldest player in NBA history to achieve the feat. It was his third triple-double of the season and the 115th of his career. That's all in sports.
Welcome back, and now for entertainment. The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, and his estranged wife, Prophetess Naomi, have garnered significant public attention after they were spotted together at a recent event in Akure, Ondo State. The royal couple, who had been separated for some time, reunited at the occasion, which also saw the presence of their young son, Prince Tadeni Kawo. The Oni, who was in Akure for the official opening of Ojaja Park, one of his latest development projects, was joined by Prophetess Naomi and their son for the special event. The reunion of the Oni and Prophetess Naomi, who had previously made headlines for their marital separation, has captured the public's attention, sparking conversations on social media and beyond. As the Oni of Ife and Prophetess Naomi continue to remain in the public eye, their reunion has added another layer of intrigue to their personal lives, while also spotlighting the royal family's ongoing efforts in advancing cultural and community projects in the southwest region of Nigeria. And that's it for the news produced by Victoria Asuko. Thanks so much for watching. Join us again.
ṣe àjọyọ̀ 50 ọdún tí wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ìròyìn tí ìròyìn náà tó sì ń tẹ̀síwájú lágbára Olódùmarè. Ìròyìn ò ní parẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè wa. Olóyè Ọlálékan, mo kí yín. Òjòjò kì í ṣòwò kówó má lè nájà, kòkòkò lára ọ̀tá ń le, ara yín a máa le sówó, a máa le sọ́lá, ẹ̀mí gígùn ìlọsíwájú a máa dé bá yín. Iṣẹ́ yìí kò ní dìṣẹ́, wọ́n á máa ròyìn yín nípa nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe nígbà tẹ́ wà láyé pẹ̀lú àlàáfíà, àti pé nígbà tí ó bá yá iṣẹ́ yín ò ní kú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe máa rí. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníròyìn, mo dúpẹ́. Èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọba Adéwùmí Sàkáríyà Ọláìgbàdé Ọ̀ṣúngadé Málù Ṣàngó Olùtí Ayédè Tèmídire Ifẹ̀ tí mo jẹ́ aṣojú bàbá wa Imperial Majesty Ọba Adéyẹyè Ògúnwùsì ẹni ìtàn Àlàkà ọmọ Àpáàrà ẹni tí ìgòkè ẹ̀sìn mìíràn ó lẹ́rù ṣẹ̀gí ń pa òun olórí aládé gbogbo ọba tó ń gba ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ ọba wọ́n ní ká kí olóyè Ọlálékan wípé ó yẹ káwọn wà ń bí bọ̀ tí bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí Àbújá ni wọ́n wà wọ́n ní ẹ̀ṣọ́ yẹ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n ní nǹkan tó ń ṣe bílẹ̀ ni ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó dùn mọ́ àwọn nínú gan púpọ̀ jù wọ́n ní àwọn ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní kí n sọ fún yín pé kẹ́ ẹ yọjú sí àwọn ní ààfin fún nǹkan tí àwọn fẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ fún tó fi launch so ìgbà tó bá máa wá náà máa sọ fáwa wípé ọjọ́ báyìí o àwọn ń bọ̀ á lè ṣàlàyé mo kí gbogbo òjókòó pátápátá gbogbo ẹni tó wà ń bí lẹ́nìí tó bá kúrò ń bí ayọ̀ náà máa délé wọn o ẹ ṣe bùdúpẹ́.
kábíyèsí o ẹ bá mi ṣe kábíyèsí o.
ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe ìṣàkóso gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àwọn méjèèjì ò fi ọjọ́ kan dẹ̀yìn bókú wákàtí kan tá a fẹ́ ṣètò tí wọ́n bá gbọ́ wọ́n máa ń ṣe takuntakun. Àkàrà òyìnbó yìí ta lápèpè wá ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kábíyèsí ta ni ká pè kó wá darí ẹ̀ ta ni ká pè kó darí ẹ̀.
ta ni ká pè kó darí rẹ̀ ìyá wa Ìbíyẹmí Àjàdí ó yá wá darí. àwọn náà wà látàbẹ́kúta. Ìbíyẹmí Àjàdí ẹ wá darí àkàrà òyìnbó yìí. ẹ jẹ́ àfihàn dá wọn lọ́lá ẹ wá darí ètò bá ṣe gé àkàrà òyìnbó wọ́n ní àìsí ń bẹ̀ láì bá wọn dá sí. wọ́n ti ń bọ̀. ẹ ṣe. Yèyé Ìbíyẹmí Àjàdí wọ́n fẹ́ gé àkàrà òyìnbó ẹ bá ń fún wọn ní àkàrà agbègbè yìí. ó ń dà bóyá wá nílẹ̀ gbéra NTA ò lọ NTA ń bẹ ẹ̀yin lẹ mọ̀ àwọn ò lọ́mọkọ́mọ lẹ́ńtìyè.
ní orúkọ gbogbo àwa tá a wà ń bí tá a wá bá bàbá wa olóyè Lékan Àlàbí yọ̀ fún ipa takuntakun tí wọ́n ti kó nínú iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ a máa pe orúkọ Jésù láti gé àkàrà òyìnbó yìí ẹ máa pè bí n bá ti ń pè ó Jésù
lẹ pé ó Jesus lẹ sọ ó. Oya Bàtúlẹ̀ Àlàkẹ́ máa bọ̀ ọ́ eré náà tún kàn ọ́. Asalami ọba jẹ́ mo kí ẹ o gbogbo owó tí à ń jẹ kó kárí.
ọba Olúwa má jẹ́ dọ̀tí má ṣe yín bí ẹyẹ àparò lóko ọba Olúwa má jẹ́ dọ̀tí o. àtùpà lọ́mọ wa kò níyàn kú o.